All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto. I think we're live. Let me see. Gotta double check real quick. Let's see here. Should be live. Am I live? I am live. All right, cool. Get some stuff. For those of you that don't know, if the resolution's a little bit blurry, you can go to your quality and go to settings, go to quality on YouTube, go to advanced, and then you can click 720p or 420p or something like that, to have a higher quality. I feel like sometimes it just by default comes out at a lower quality, especially whenever you first start a live stream. But without any further ado, everybody, let's get into this. I'm doing it now. You know what? I might actually send a link to this in the Discord real quick. Hold on. I know I'm sideways here for a second. Share, Discord, general, boom. There we go. Okay, cool. I need to get a different profile picture, man. It's about time. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Let me just make sure everything looks good. Yeah. All right, cool. We'll start this one off with Bitcoin Cash. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. We'll just, maybe wait and see. What is it? How do I get this? I had it before. I don't have it now. I can't see the chat. It's kind of lame. There should be live chat enabled in this thing. Let's see. Live chat has moved. There we go. Welcome to live chat. Can you? Yeah, you can live chat. Hey, what's up, Stana? How you doing? All right, cool. There we go. I can get it. All right, cool. It's back now. Welcome. All right, so looking at this thing today, we're down a little bit. Whatever. Nothing exciting's happened yet. We probably are going to see some more exciting price action in the coming days or weeks or so, but I feel like I've been saying that for so long, man. It's just I'm just patiently waiting. But we are coming to the end of this week. 2 days, 5 hours left. You can see how this week started off pretty green and now we're down. This is an overall bearish look. Most of the time with Bitcoin Cash, whenever you have a wick to the upside like this, it does imply bearish price action afterwards, just as a wick to the downside implies bullish price action afterwards. Good. Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you. Looking at it, let's see here. On the 4 hour, because nothing's really new on the long-term time frames. Yeah, it looks like we're rolling over. We might finally start to see a move that's going to take us below this low here. But don't get too excited. That probably won't promote too much lower, right? Let's see here. Let's see. From this low here, we went down about 6.7% on the next low. And then, we spent more time up above that. And then from that low there, we went down about 6% again. So if we were to go down 6% from here, that would take us, a little bit over 6%, right? That would take us around 203, which that's right at the 382 of this overall fib range. I would expect that we are going to see some support there. Probably more support than any of these regions have provided, but 201 is right there at the 382. Could we bounce just above it? Could we go down to it? Probably somewhere around there. But I don't think that we're just going to break straight through it on the first pass. I would expect that we find support. If we do break through it on the first pass, that'll be exciting, because maybe we're actually starting the final move down. But either way, I'm not buying this thing just yet. I'm not in it personally. I am waiting for the daily RSI to get into the overbought zone, at least bounce off of it, something like that. But I would more expect a move that takes us into it, and we just haven't had that yet. We're a good ways away from that. I think that we would have to break below the 382 on a daily closing basis to get into the oversold zone. And generally speaking, whenever you get into the oversold zone, let's see, right here, what day would that have been? It's not like the end of it, right? Let's see. Here you were just around it, you were hanging around it. The next day you actually got into it. So then here, I guess, yeah, you did go one more day red, and then the next day was green, but you did go down. You did have a wick down, so you did have 2 following days after getting into the oversold zone that you went lower. The last time before that you were in the oversold zone, I guess here you had a pretty bullish bounce afterwards, but that was, you had a damn near bullish engulfing candle. That should have been a signal in itself. Let's see if we can find any other examples. Man, none of these examples. I don't know. Maybe Bitcoin Cash, when it gets into the oversold zone, it likes to just bounce out. I don't know. But over here is probably a better example. You know, you get into it literally on this day here, and you continued to bleed out. So don't be eager to buy at a first glance getting into the oversold zone. Here, same thing. You got in on this day here, which was this red day. Next day was green, but then we proceeded to go lower, dramatically lower. So maybe we do have something that's happened like the last couple times where we just bounce right out of it almost as soon as we get into it, but I would more expect that we will see further bleeding and probably some more dramatic price action to come as we do that. Let's see here, looking at this on the 4 hour. Yeah, we're getting near the oversold zone in the 4 hour, so I do think this move is going to happen soon. We've got, what is it? It's almost, we've got one more 4 hour candle left in this day. It could happen by the end of the day. It might happen sometime tomorrow, but within the next 24 hours, I think it's completely possible that we take out this low. It's completely possible that we don't. You know, we've been moving sideways. We've been moving slow. It doesn't have to, you know, it doesn't have to break down like this, but we have been kind of methodically moving slow. So I don't know. I really don't know. Right now, I'm just patiently waiting for those prices, you know, down around 173, 148. There was something that I was looking at, and it didn't get me too. I mean, it's exciting from a point of like buying cheaper, but it's not exciting for a point of like Bitcoin Cash could go lower than I've been anticipating. And it might not. But you know, I've been talking about this 0.5 kind of rule with price ranges, right? And this isn't. I guess that's too big of a price range. Maybe here. I don't know. This isn't a good example of it, but sometimes the rule is like you find resistance or support right at the 0.5 of previous areas that you had like a price range, which right here, I guess this kind of fits the bill a little bit. Yeah. And the idea is, again, if you take a previous price range, somewhere around like midway through it, that's where you'll find some support or resistance. And if we took the top here of this range to the bottom here, right, we just kind of measured throughout this whole range, the 0.5 is down here at $120. And the reason why I'm not too excited just by that note, you know, this is just a fib based on a price range. It's a theory that I have that we see respect on it sometimes. We don't always see respect on it, right? We don't have to go to that line. But if we take from this low to this high here, you can see that the 382 here lines up pretty well with this 1272, the 236 right at that 1618. You have symmetry in the fibs. The 0.69 here is basically the same as the 0.69 there. They're off by 10 cents. The 786 on this fib lines up exactly with this 0.5. They are off by less than 20 cents. You know, seeing this kind of symmetry does sometimes imply that you're going to see a move down at those areas. And again, the 0.69 being tagged up with this like almost to a dot, this is the previous topping range, previous area of resistance. I would expect that coming down here is completely possible and potentially even likely. But throwing in the possibility that we could go to the 786 around $120, that's something new that I wanted to just kind of address, because we very well could go that low, you guys. Just because Bitcoin Cash goes lower than we've been expecting it to go, or than I've been expecting it to go, doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, right? Bitcoin Cash is very volatile. Going down this low is not a problem. Though I still would expect that we are going to see prices somewhere between this orange line and this white line here. You know, somewhere between 135 and 150. You know, at a bare minimum, somewhere around 180. But I haven't really given much thought into anything below this 135, and I wanted to put it on the radar because this 119 level, 119, 120 level, is right in the middle of this previous area where we've like been in for quite some time. So I don't know. I just wanted to put that on the map. Without any further ados, though, I think that's it for this. Nothing new is really happening on Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, we're down today, but what? We're down 1.8% right now, so nothing too exciting. I doubt that we get anything too exciting. You know, maybe in the next day or so we do get below this low, which will be exciting. But again, that's not going to be, if it's like the other lows, breaking the lows. At the most, we're going to see like a 6% move, which takes us around 200 to 205, something like that. And that could take, you know, that might not happen in a day. That might take like several days to happen, you know. But anyways, moving on from that, we were talking about CleanSpark, CLS here on the Discord channel. You know, BitBoy, if you guys know BitBoy Crypto, he was doing a live, I don't know if it was a live stream of that, or maybe he was just live streaming a previous video that they've made. I don't know, but looking at it, I really do like this chart, man, and I wish I bought some at cheaper prices, but that's okay. And cheaper prices, maybe not down here. I didn't have the I don't think I knew about this company back here, but just like somewhere, you know, even this week, we were down at $5, and now here we are at $6.52. We were down actually at like $4.90. So tested this previous area of resistance beautifully, right? You can see how we're kind of stair stepping our way up. If I was to put a line at the previous area that we like had closing resistance right here, you can see that we found support on it, clear as day. And then we broke above it, right? We had this price range where we had resistance, we broke above it, and then that's when we made our next move up. And then here's our resistance there. We found support on it, and now we're making our move up. We have a bullish engulfing candle for the week. This is really good looking, right? We have 28 minutes and 28 minutes, 50 seconds, 28 minutes, 40 seconds left in the week. I don't think that we're just going to go straight to the moon right now. I do think that we could have a little bit of a pullback opening up the week next week because we have a gap here. If you can, I mean, it is possible that we don't fill the gap. We got a gap right down here, but this one's kind of smaller. This to me is a breakaway gap, so we probably won't fill that one. Where if you see all these like little tiny gaps here and there, we do inevitably fill them. So I kind of would expect that we fill this gap. That's why I personally have a buy order set at $5.88 right now. It's also kind of, let's see, if we were to take a fib, I actually don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it's right there next to the 382. I don't want to put it at $5.80. I know 588 might sound a little bit like, why 588? Why not 590? Why not 585? You know, I don't know. 590 to me feels too high. I feel like I could go, and I know it's only 2 cents, but it's like I would rather get into the move than have a buy order at 585 or 580 and it not get hit. We very well could not touch this 382, though the 382 itself is at 580. I don't know. Let's see how this thing likes to perform, actually. From low to high here. Went down to the 618, found support, and then went up. Very beautiful. Double top or double bottom on the 618. From this low to this high here, you had a just below the 382 movement. So if we saw that, we definitely would go below 580, which I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with buying at 588, watching it go a little bit lower, and then just resetting, you know, or waiting for the prices to go higher. In a sense here, we went down to the 786, but I mean overall, right, from this overall range, we kind of just held the 382 as support. Looks like it likes the 382. Bottom to top there. Went down to the 0.5. If we were to come back to the 382, that's around 571. Maybe I will move my buy order down. I don't know. I'd rather get in it. I might not move my buy order down. You know, I'm okay with not catching the exact bottom. I don't need to be that guy. Some people do like to be more precise, and I like to try and be precise with my analysis, but I just want to get in. You know, I don't care if I catch the exact bottom. I don't care if I catch the exact top. I just want to catch the majority of the move, and do it in a sense that won't have me too worried, right? Like if I was to buy it at 580 and we dropped to 570 or 588, let's even say I bought it, yeah, like right there, 588, and we dropped down to 570, you know, that's only a 2.6% loss. That's really not much, so that wouldn't have me too scared. And then if we were to drop a little bit lower than that, you know, something that wouldn't be expected, you know, maybe then we could think about selling, but I don't know. This thing looks like it's in a really good trend. You bump it out to the weekly, you can just see how pronounced this is. Volume is building as you're going higher. Love to see it. Really love to see it a lot. And this weekly bullish engulfing candle with volume building, it looks really good. The RSI is very strong. The market cap of this thing is $735 million. Something like this could 100x. A 100x would bring it up to about $73 billion, which is a very high cap. I don't think we've seen any crypto mining stock be worth that valuation. But, you know, this would be kind of like a maybe a second bull market for this thing. Second bull market for, well, let's see, yeah, like 1, 2 here. You know, we could break above these all-time highs. What would that take? Not these all-time, sorry. This high here, not the all-time highs. What would that take us to? Breaking above it would be about 500%. So, I mean, if we were to see 100% growth, or 100x growth, which would be 10,000%, that would be, I don't know, that'd be somewhere around like $650, somewhere around $630, $650. And I think that is totally possible. I really do think that's possible. I know it's a high number, but these guys, I mean, if you heard the video, the thing that I posted on Discord, they apparently use nuclear energy to mine their cryptos. nuclear power, right, to provide energy, however you want to phrase that. That would be a deep extension. Maybe it's not quite 100xable. Maybe it's like 50xable, whatever. But I do plan on not just buying this thing, but I plan on actually going long on it, opening some call options. If you guys know about options trading, if not, it's okay. If you're just new to trading, what's going on, Cannabis Outlaws? Thanks, man. Thank you. If you guys know about, like, if you're new to trading, if you're trying to learn how to trade, I wouldn't recommend trading on margin. I wouldn't recommend options trading. I wouldn't recommend any of that. Stay away. Stay away. Get more familiar. Find some time. Prove success in yourself. Stick with more of an investing state of mind than a trading state of mind, because trading can be addicting, and if you don't know what you're doing, it can really be detrimental. You can know that something's going up and still lose money because you're trading it wrong. Where if you're investing, you might know it's going up. You might have like the intuition. Your intuition might say that it's going to go down at certain points and then go up at certain points, and you feel like you could trade it and make a little extra cash. But if you have a position that's just meant for investing, which investing is different than trading, right? You buy and you hold for the long term. Then regardless if you're right or wrong, you're still going to be proven right in the long term, because a lot of people, they'll see something that they know is going to go up over a year or over 10 years. They think they can be smart playing these little moves, and they're totally new to the game. And oftentimes what happens is, you'll have the idea to sell up here and it'll be a good sell. Then it comes down to here where up here you're planning to buy. Now it gets down here and you're like, oh, maybe it goes a little bit lower. I'm not going to buy just yet. And then you'll have a week where it pumps like this and you're like, no, I'm not going to buy here either. I'm going to wait for it to come back down, and it just doesn't come back down. And then you're up overall from where you sold, and now you have to buy higher, and then it dumps on you. Like, you don't want to play that game. If you know that you're investing in something for, I'm addicted too. I get it, man. It's especially at first, whenever you first find out about technical analysis, man, it's pretty addicting. It's addicting because it's like what you can actually make accurate predictions using historical data. Like, you learn the world of it, and you're like what? Like, this isn't just a guessing, and it is a guessing game, but like, you can use statistics to kind of help your guessing, right? It is all guessing. Anybody that says they know what's going to happen, just stay away from them, man. Really stay away from them. There's nobody's that good. If they were, and on another note, actually too, that I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but if you guys ever have the idea, to invest, not invest, I'm sorry, I'm losing my words here. If you're ever interested in paying for a trading group to buy, what's up, Average Jane, to buy or pay for a product where you can trade alongside with somebody, have someone mentor you or whatever, and they'll let you know about their calls, blah, 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 I would stay away from them, man. I've never heard good things. I have plenty of friends who like, through Discord channels, physical, real-life friends, even me, myself, I actually paid one time for like just like a subscription, but it wasn't even a subscription. It was more like to show support to the YouTuber itself, and I kind of wanted to just see what it was like, and it was $100 for 1 month, and that was it. And you are able to communicate kind of more directly with them. Sure, that's nice, but the thing is like, even these professional traders, they can be wrong, right? I can be wrong. On the Discord, I mentioned how I was buying Ellis, and then I had to sell that for a loss. I sold it for like a 2.5% loss because I was wrong. And that's part of risk management, is knowing when to admit you're wrong. When you're in a trading group, they're not the ones managing your funds, right? You're still the person that has to. Cannabis Outlaws is saying, I did a paid Telegram group with Mamba FX. It was horrible, bro. $50 a month, and I just lost money. Exactly, man. You pay that $50 a month, $100 a month. Some people even more expensive, man, or cheaper. You pay that a month, and there's no guarantees you're going to get anything out of it. You're still a student. You're still learning, and that's where these guys get you, man. That's why I will never do something like that. Because I'm not guaranteeing anything. If I could guarantee it, I would charge you guys money. If I could guarantee, we're going to turn your $100 into $10,000, sure, I'd charge you like 10% or 20% or $100 a month or whatever. I can't guarantee that, though, man. I'm going to put my money on the line alongside with you guys, probably. It's not a pump and dump group, but I'll let you know where I put my money. I'll let you know when I take it out. I have no problem doing that, but I'm not going to charge you for it, because I did sell Ellis for a loss. But just as I was wrong about it going up, I could have sold it for a loss right now, and maybe it does pump up. Maybe, you know, I could have been wrong about that too. So unless you're paying somebody to manage your funds, but even then, man, I would never pay somebody to manage my funds, because they're human beings. They can be wrong as well. And at that point, they're not gambling their money; they're gambling your money. And man, I have plenty of friends who have paid people to manage their funds, and they lost their life savings. Man, I know a woman who is in her like 50s, and she had 40 grand to her name, and she lost a lot of money. And I told her in the last bull market, I told her I could help her figure out how to like buy and sell herself, but to not pay somebody else to do it. And she paid them. They didn't know what they were doing at all. They came across as professionals, and people are very good at coming across as professionals. But if they're so professional, if they know what they're doing, man, this is, I hope it is sound advice, Santa. If people know what they're doing, they don't need your money. I learned this one. If you guys want to follow somebody who's a really good trader, he's actually been a market maker for the Chicago Board Exchange Commissions or whatever, like the CBOE. He's actually been a day trader on there and a market maker on there. He's actually a certified trader. His name is Crown, Eric Crown. You can type him up on YouTube, Crown's Crypto Cave, or it might be Eric Crown Crypto now, I forget. He's a little bit high energy, and he's got a crass personality, but he's a good guy, man. And the quote that I'm about to say I actually got from him. It's that if somebody was so good that they can make money with trading, why do they need your money? Why do they need your money to make money trading? That doesn't make sense. If like you're good enough, why are you trying to get other people's money to invest and then make money off of them? Like if you're good enough, you shouldn't need that. And I just that kind of stuck with me. And I get it. You can optimize how much money you make, but most of the time, the people that want your money, they come across as professional. They don't know anything better than you guys do, man. They might have a more of a formal background as far as like certain understandings go in market structure and stuff, and like maybe long-term holdings, but they're not going to make educated decisions like any more than you can. You can literally look up the same stuff that they're looking up. You don't need a degree to go on Google and to like stay with the times, you know what I mean? You don't need a degree to learn technical analysis. And you can have all your fancy business degrees and whatever still, and maybe you know what you're talking about. But at that point, I stand by it, and I like what Crown said. If you know what you're talking about, why do you need other people's money? It doesn't make sense to me. So, word of advice before we get back to the TA: don't even think about paying for a paid group. Don't even think about buying a special program, because you can learn all that stuff. You can find all that stuff on the internet yourself. You just won't have a face talking to you about it. You'll have to do some reading, some actual work, you know what I mean? And that's okay. That's nothing to be damn, CleanSpark went back up. It went down a little bit, but it's actually up. It was down to like 8%. Now it's at 11% again. But yeah, that's enough of the rant. Let's move on. Just basically, guys, stay away from paid groups. I've never, ever, not once heard of one. And I'm gonna take a second, okay? I'm actually gonna take a second here before we do the TA. I'm sorry. I know I said that we were gonna do this, but I want to go to a guy. I've watched his TA. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart man. He's also a hustler, and I'm not trying to dog him, but stay away from this guy, man. Steve, Crypto Crew University. You know, Steve, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to dog on you, but this guy is a hustler. Like, let me just see, right? He's got this. He's got his whole YouTube video going on. Let's get into it. Ready? Here we are. Exclusively the email list, free alert drop. Let's see, Crypto Q University. Okay, for the first time, he actually didn't kind of shill his stuff. But at the end of his videos, he always shills his stuff. He sells his programs for like thousands of dollars, man. And every single here's how you know that this guy isn't giving you the whole truth. I'm gonna go back. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I'm out of my element here because it's not like I don't want to talk crap about anybody. But look at this guy, man. Go to any of his videos. All you've got is positive comments. That's all you've got. There's not a single negative comment on there. I don't care if you're Jesus himself, man. You are gonna have negative comments. It's the internet. But there are only positive comments. I would bet most of these are bots. He talks about minting millionaires, and then he gives examples of the people that he's like helped make money. Supposedly, they've only made like tens of thousands of dollars. I've never once seen proof that this guy's minted millionaires. And he's stopped saying that since. But I don't know. I'm not trying to talk crap. I feel bad that I even like actually went down the rabbit hole. I do think Steve's a good guy. I think he knows what he's talking about, and I think if you want to follow him and use him as kind of like a source for technical analysis and learn some stuff, he provides different information than I do. But don't fall for the idea that his courses are going to help you make money, because you can know that information, but you're not gonna handle it the same way that a professional will. It takes experience, it takes time, and it actually takes, if you have a mentor, it takes someone holding your hand to do that. And most of us aren't going to have that. You're not going to have a mentor who you're directly working with. The closest you're going to come to is someone online who you can kind of interact with here and there, but I'm not going to hold your hand through every trade. You know, I don't want that responsibility, and it's very rare that you find somebody that does want that responsibility. And I promise you, Steve, as much as he might seem like that guy, he's probably just like the rest of them, man. Like you know, I haven't paid for his stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, enough of that. I'm really not trying to talk crap about him, because again, I do think he's a good guy. I do think, I mean, I like Steve. I really do. I like his TA and stuff. I think he is a smart man, but it's just not, it's not my style to ask for people's money, man. It really isn't. So I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way. Preach, Molly B. I am preaching for sure. I'm sorry. I would stay away from Mamba FX too. Yeah. Did you buy Jesus Coin yet? Oh, it's time. Let's see. I'll finish this up. I'll finish up CleanSpark real quick. Just give you guys some bullish stuff, and then we'll go from there. So this right now, this is what they call a V bottom, right? V bottoms are very, very bullish. This right here, it kind of looks like a V bottom, but it's a little bit more of a U, right? This is a classic double bottoming pattern, and it's not a technical double bottom. You can see that's not really a straight. I can't draw a straight line. I'm sorry. But it is somewhat of a double bottom. It's a bottoming pattern nonetheless. If we were to go to the patternsite.com, what is it? Chart patterns. It would be the Adam and Eve double bottoms, okay? And this is what they look like, right? You got a V and a U, and you can see here even this U, the base of this is higher than that one there. So they don't have to be exact double bottoms. How you would measure it is you take the top, the crux in the middle, you measure it to the lowest point, and then you put your measurement at the top right there. So you would measure it like this, from bottom to top, and then you would put it at the top right there, because this is where the pattern would break right there. And then your price target would be all the way up here. Now this price target says that you're all the way up at $2,000. I don't know if we're gonna see that. That would be a that'd be a 280x, 286x. That is possible. It's totally possible. And something like this, you know, because it's on a monthly, that doesn't have to happen in this cycle. We could go up here, top off for the cycle, make a bear market all the way back down to this low area, test it as support, and then the next cycle go up to those areas. Something like that could be possible. We could see a number like that, but just generally, that's the measure rule. And just because that's the measure rule, again, where would that on? That would be, you know, you'd measure it from the bottom here to the top, and then where the point of the breakout of the pattern would be right there. Just because that's the measure rule doesn't mean that you actually have to go there in price, you know, and it might go there one day, but it doesn't mean you have to go there at all. It doesn't mean that you have to go there immediately. But all in all, this is a bottoming formation. You can see where it's a clear Adam and Eve formation for sure. It's literally textbook. I mean, let's see the example he has right here, Adam and Eve. You can see it, right? It doesn't even need to like curve like this. You can have something that's a little bit uglier like this, you know, but it's still definitely an Adam and Eve-esque. It's bottoming, and you can see how it's like a W too. W's are very powerful things, and this, by the way, with W's, if you want to look at it as a W, this W probably started all the way back here. Generally, the second leg of a W or an M, the second leg is always bigger. The first leg is smaller, the second leg is always bigger. And I say always. It can be shorter. If it's shorter than the first leg, that's a bad thing. That means you're probably going to get a serious reversal to the other side. Or it could be a good thing, depending on what you're looking at. For a W, it'd be bad. For an M, it'd be good. But looking at this thing, guys, I really do like CleanSpark. I do think that it has a bright future. I don't know if it's a good time to buy right now. It's got an 11.6% pump on the day. To end the week, too, which is really nice. But you can see here we had 2 bullish days, and then we gave back, you know, from an opening basis the following day to a closing basis, we gave back 7%. So if we were to give back about 7% from here, That would take us down to about $6. So at least wait for that. Even if we don't get the area that I'm looking for, which is something to fill this gap right here, even if we don't get that, at least wait for the pullback before, at the worst, it pulls back, it comes back up here, and then you at least have confirmation that it will go higher and you can buy at the same price. I wouldn't buy here. If it goes higher without you, man, don't go chasing dragons. You only get burned. That's what I like to say. So let's see here. We're gonna go check out Jesus Coin right now for Mr. Cannabis Outlaws. I have looked at Jesus Coin. We actually talked about it yesterday, but Jesus on Poloniex here, yeah, man. I actually yesterday I was saying, because I think we were up here, I said that I would buy anytime below this area. I think is what I said, because it looks like we're having this ascending wicking formation. That's like from the low point. That's so I was very specific in saying that you should have your buy orders set. Why is my volume not here? Where'd my volume go? I got no volume. Oh, there it is. Somehow, some way it got moved. Okay, there we go. There's the volume. I keep the volume neutral colored. It's orange. It's not red or blue or black. Red or green. There we go. Because every buy, whenever you buy something, somebody's selling it to you. Every sell is a buy. Did you do Jesus Coin TA yet? Not yet, Kinbari. We're doing it right now, actually. Doing it right now, my man. So looking at it, guys, I do think Jesus Coin, the more as this like kind of develops, I do think it found its bottom. I would call this the all-time low. You guys know how I feel about this. I don't think this is the all-time low. This is like where the first bid was. Somebody bought it up here. It sent it up there in half a second. So I would call this the first all-time low. We just broke below it, and now I think this is the all-time low here. And again, something that I used to kind of verify that idea. If we take the bottom here to the current all-time high, which wasn't on the first day, this is a legitimate all-time high. You can see we actually bottomed right at the 1272, which is a very normal area to bottom, especially on a bigger scope. We could go lower. It is possible. You want to negate that. The first thing that you'd have to do is get above this line right here, the 886. Get above 7 zeros. Is that 7 zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 zeros, 3017. Get above that line, break above that line, close above that line, and I'll be convinced that this is a bottom. I'm already pretty convinced, but there's more that needs to happen, right? We don't have a whole lot of volume here. You don't need a lot of volume in a low, right? We could go to BTC USD. I'll come back to this. Don't worry. We'll go over it a little bit more. BTC USD, not this one. I mean this one even right here. No, maybe not this one. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go on the weekly because I just did the same thing. I pulled the volume down. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, let's see here. Let's see. This is not, I went too far back. I'm sorry. Okay, right here. So the bottom here, you had a lot of volume right here before the bottom, but the actual low, you had decreasing volume. And the lowest weekly close that we had, which also promoted the low itself, had the lowest amount of volume out of all this. You don't need a lot of volume at the low. It'd be nice to see, but you don't need it, right? Where with Jesus Coin here, on a daily basis, we got a lot of volume before the low, kind of like we did with Bitcoin. You don't need a lot of volume down here. It's on Poloniex. Most of this coin I think is traded on like Uniswap and stuff like that. I don't know where most of it's a very low volume coin. So actually, let's see. Let's just see how much volume is traded in a day with Jesus. 1444, 1443 now. It's already moving up. Let's see, the volume that you've got, 24-hour volume, is only $76,900, give or take. So if you guys are each throwing $100 in there, there's 10 of you, you account for like something like over 1% of the total daily traded volume. So no, I haven't bought in any Cannabis Outlaws. I don't know if I answered that. Fibonacci seems to be the only thing. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, it makes sense, man. It's the ratio of the universe, man. Jesus himself probably knows about that. If it's like a code of law almost that the universe respects, literally. And I mean, I've heard this. I haven't done the math behind it to know, but the spirals in our galaxy are separated at a ratio that respects the golden ratio, the 618 ratio. There's certain harmonic frequencies that are in relation to the fib ratios in nature. So it's just throughout our universe, man. Anyways, let's see. Your ma'am. I think the best coin for this bull run is Ethereum Classic. Maybe. We can talk about Ethereum Classic, actually. We'll go into that. I do like Ethereum Classic. But to wrap this one up, guys, I think right now we're being held down by this previous low, right? We're being held down by this previous area of support. Now finding it as a little bit of turbulence. I do think we break above it. What would really be key, what would be nice to see if you want to prove that you're not going to go lower, which you still could, you very well still could. I do feel confident in saying that this could be the low, but could be does not mean it is. Get a day to close above the 886. More convincingly, get a day to close above the 786 too. But the 886 would be a really nice first stop, because it's very common to bounce off these extensions, find resistance at the 886, and then continue to go deeper into the extensions. It's very common. So we kind of have that potential right now. So get above that, close above that, break through it, and build some volume too. That'd be nice. With how low of a cap Jesus is, only at $2 million, with this low of trading volume, like, right, there's $76,000 in trading volume, and Jesus coin is down 8% today. You're down 8% today. You don't even have $100,000 in trading volume. If someone was to put like $10,000 into this thing, whoever you are, you'd probably move this thing a solid bit. You know what I mean? I'm certainly not going to be that person, because if you were to put 10 grand in this thing, you surely could just like lose it all. It could go down. Who knows? But you know, it's with how low of a cap it is, there is very high reward potential there, right? You could, if you were to go back all the way to the all-time highs right now, that would be a 7x, almost a 7.5x actually, a little bit over 7.5x. And if and when you were to break your all-time highs, the minimum price expectation that I would think would be up here at this 1272. That's 6035, which is over a 10x from the current price right now. So you put $100 in this thing, you could 10x it, that could turn it into $1,000, right, at a minimum, probably $1,300 at a minimum. You put $1,000 in this thing, which I feel like that's too much, too much for this thing, but hey man, if you want to put $1,000 into it, it's your money. You'll probably pump the market up a little bit if you do that. You might not find enough volume down here to buy it, so it's probably going to move it up. You know, you could turn it into $10,000 potentially, but again, you run into the same issue up here, because even a 10x from here would only give it a $20 million market cap. You're going to run into an issue if you try to sell $10,000 worth. You're probably up here. You're probably going to move the market a good bit too, because Poloniex is the only exchange where this happens. Poloniex doesn't have a lot of volume, but I don't know, man. I am curious. I actually might sign up with Poloniex and just throw $100 in this thing, because on another note, Jesus coin really could 1,000x. It totally is possible it could 1,000x. So 1,000x from $2 million puts it at $2 billion, right? Because a 10x would be 20 million, 100x would be 200 million, a 1,000x would be $2 billion. And that's an achievable market cap, even for a coin that doesn't end up being anything. And a 100x would be right here. Or a 1,000x, I'm sorry, we're talking 1,000x. A 1,000x would be right up here. Okay, just a little bit below that actually, probably like right at this 2886 actually. And a 1,000x off of $100 would make you $100,000, right? So I think with that potential in a coin, it's worth the risk to a certain degree. But also with the fact that this thing could just go down, it is a low cap coin. It really could go down a tremendous amount more. It's not worth betting the farm. I wouldn't feel comfortable personally throwing more than $100 in this thing, but it all depends how much money you have. If you're a billionaire, you're a multimillionaire, throwing $1,000 in this thing, $10,000, it might not affect you the same way as it affects people who work. Well, I mean, I guess if you're a billionaire or a millionaire, you still work, but I mean, work paycheck to paycheck is what I was trying to say. Anyways, guys, let's move on. Ethereum Classic. We're gonna talk about Ethereum Classic. I'm seeing ETC hitting 1K this run. 8K plus easily next bull run. Just my take. Let's see what it's got in store. ETC USD, Ethereum on Coinbase. I think Coinbase has the most historical data, or like some of it, right? I feel comfortable with Coinbase. Yeah, looks like you got a good bit there. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you can see here, very beautiful, right? You had your all-time high right here on ETC. Came down, that's where you bottomed in the last bear market. Then you came up, you had a higher high overall, higher lows overall, definitely looks good. Kind of like Dogecoin, you like to move fast whenever you're going up, and then when you're moving down and sideways, you like to just be boring, or if anything, you like to psych people out, fake people out. Look, you're doing the same stuff now. You know, if ETC pumps up here, it's totally possible it could do another one of these kind of moves, continue to move sideways, and then eventually bleed up. But I don't know, it kind of looks like, let's see. from its previous top to where it broke its top, that was about 173 bars. So from here, from its top to where it breaks its top, that would put it, if we did the same thing, right, that would put it in like August of 2024. That's like a year away from now. So, and that happens in a very short amount of time. So we definitely could be moving sideways for the next like half year or so. It's totally possible. Let's see. Whenever we were at, if I can get it, okay, whatever. That top to there, not really a good one to go off of. That's okay. Where could this thing go for this bull market? If you were to break your all-time high, current all-time high, this cycle in this bull market, you could see ETC go to a price, double bottom there, man. I don't think it goes lower. I definitely think that was it. That looks like a double bottom to me, man. You could see it go to a price of $359, potentially even $900. That 1,000 price target that you're talking about, your momum, that could happen this cycle. It really could. I know that sounds crazy, but it really, really could. Market cap for Ethereum Classic is 2 billion. I can't talk today, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. $2 billion. For it to go all the way up to here, that would be a, that wouldn't even be a, would it be? Yeah, that'd be like a 48x. So that would put it still under $100 billion market cap. Yeah, this thing, man, this thing really could go to $1,000 this cycle or just below it. It's totally possible. Definitely tens of billions of dollars is possible. But the first step to seeing that, really, you'd want to get above the 618 here, which is at $63.75 more or less. Break above that on a weekly basis, close above it, and I'll be convinced that you are likely going to see price action up here. It depends on how you do it, though, right? Time and time again, I've told you guys, like, if we were to find the 618, find resistance on it the first time, come back through and then break through it, that's okay. If you were to find resistance on it the second time, though, then you're probably going to see a lower high. You might find it at the 786 or the 886, but somewhere in this kind of area is where I'd expect. You could even go up here. You could even have a slightly higher high. That is possible. But if you take more than 2 passes to break through the 618, I wouldn't be too encouraged by this thing. So definitely want to see it break either on the first pass or on the second pass, something like that. And if that happens, I'll say there's very solid hope for prices anywhere in this target, at least to $359, which would definitely be about like a 20x from here, 20 to 30x. Let's see here. No problem, Kimbari, no problem. Yeah. God bless everybody. I appreciate you guys. I myself am not a Christian. I'm not trying to break anyone's feelings there, but I appreciate it, and I definitely I appreciate all the good fairings and the be wells, like I don't know. I don't know what to say on that note, but I definitely believe in Jesus coin more than I do personally in Christianity. But I do believe in the good of human beings and spirit and stuff like that. I'm a rather spiritual person in my own sense, but I mean, I've got it right here on X.com, no more Twitter. I think that the world can and will be better. I really do think that, and my philosophy behind that is kind of like, and I'm getting on a different note here, you guys, but I think that, if and when technology progresses, as human society progresses, one of two outcomes. There's only like really one of two outcomes. Either we become a peaceful society, right? We just somehow become peaceful or learn how to get along to some degree, or maybe we don't learn how to get along, but we become at least a little bit less violent. Or if we have this advanced technology, we have these advanced capabilities, we'll eventually blow ourselves up, man. Like that's basically it. So it's one of two ways, and I don't think we're going to blow ourselves up. So I like to believe that the world can and will be better. That's my personal kind of thoughts on that. I don't know. Sorry to get off topic here, guys, but just feeling some type of way, I guess. Anyways, we're talking about Jesus coin, talking about Christianity. I'm talking about my own beliefs a little bit there. So that's I guess where that came from. But anyways, looking at Ethereum Classic a little bit more in depth, from the previous cycle's low to the current all-time high, you did double bottom actually right at this 618. Man, you've once, twice, 3 times couldn't get below it. This is beautiful. This definitely is. This alone kind of makes me think that you are likely going to break this all-time high. Like this looks pretty good. I like that a lot. Let's see here. Yeah, the 618 right here is right next to this 236. Breaking above this area would be very crucial. If you can do that, man, it's all over but the upside. That's for sure. I don't know. I don't know how likely the 1618 is. I would say that the 1272 is fairly likely. Maybe you do get up here, maybe even break through it. But who was it that said that? Your mom? I think a $1,000 Ethereum Classic. It might sound crazy, but it's totally possible in this cycle alone. It really is. Anyways, moving on from that, what else? What else you guys want to talk about? What else? I don't know. OG LTC, please. Average Jane. We're gonna do some LTC. I wanted to make a video on it last night, but I didn't, and here we are today talking about it. So it's it's a little bit more fresh. It'll be more fun this way. Looking at it on the daily time frame here, we're at $82.69. Looks like we're going lower. That's okay. I don't know. We're kind of at the bottom of this descending range. We probably just move sideways. I bet like Bitcoin Cash, it has a move up before it moves down. You'll probably see a move up, probably around like $90, or at the least like $89. So yeah, around $90, somewhere around this purple line, and then you'll move down. If not, then I don't know, man. You could go down lower, and if you were to go down lower, you probably would break out of this descending range, and then you'd have a real move down. But I don't know if that's going to happen. You got higher lows so far. You're still maintaining higher lows. Don't be surprised if we take this low out. Don't be surprised if we take this low out. I very much doubt that we take any of these lows out, but Litecoin definitely could go lower. Let's see here. From bottom to top, I don't know. The 382 right at $77. That could be a solid area to find support. It is a previous closing area for resistance, support. Maybe you do. Let's see. Let's put a line there actually and go back in time. Here we go. Yeah, kind of an area where you found resistance, kind of an area where you found support, resistance, support. Yeah. Maybe $77, something around the 382 is an area that you bottom. You don't even have to hit the 382. You don't have to bounce off it. Maybe that was the low right there. You could go lower. You could go to the 618. Sure, maybe you could go to $60. Maybe you could go to $56, somewhere in this range. That's totally possible as well. I wonder. Let's see. From this top to this bottom. Yeah, I would say I'm starting to think probably the 618, 69 is not as likely. Honestly, you might break below this low, but I'm starting to doubt that you break below this low. This 236 right here, I think this is a big deal, and you could go a little bit below it, but maybe you have like a double bottom-ish kind of like formation of this overall price range. Maybe you don't even break this low. I don't know. It's coming to the near of its end, right? But it's not quite there yet. Let's see. RSI looks weak. You're in the bearish area of control. You're probably going to see one final flush down. It will be probably something to like this magnitude or likely bigger. So like if we were to take this right here, just from like not even the top, but just from like where the move started to where it kind of ended, if you were to move there, that would take you to around $70, which that makes sense, man. That's kind of in that area that I was just talking about. That would be a slightly higher low than this one. You could go a little bit lower than that, so that could be like a slightly lower low as well. Yeah, man, I think anywhere from about, let's say $65 to like $77, that could be your bottom. But I do think you're going lower. I don't think this is your low, though it could be. I do think you go lower from here. Let's see the 4 hour. Let's see what this looks like. 4 hour RSI looks weak. Looks like trash. Unfortunately, not showing any strength. Can't show strength. It's very, very weak. Last time that you were this high in the RSI on the 4 hour was over here. You were way higher in price. You're showing way stronger. Look at how strong that move is. You promoted the same reading over here as you did over here, but look at how weak looking that is. Like the tilt of this, how long it took you to do that versus this. I do think that you go lower. A little bit lower. We'll see how it goes from there. Not a whole lot of volume on this buying wick. I think this was just a fake out, right? And that's why you don't have a whole lot of volume. It was a fake move down and then got some people to short or panic sell or whatever, and then it went up, faked some more people out up here, and then they sold on you, and now you're going down. That's why trading can be very risky. Oh, I am Aqua Stone Throne. Let's see. When you say this cycle, what dates are you assuming? Jesus Coin will absolutely 1000x in the next bull run. It could, man. Jesus Coin, it genuinely could. It could multi-1000x even. And that's why, guys, you don't need to bet a lot of money. Bet a lot of money if you want to, but you could take $100 and turn it into $100,000 if it were to 1000x. So just consider that. That's not me saying bet $1 million on this thing. That's me saying that should be enough, right? You can go on a few vacations with that, right? You could put a down payment on a house with that. Buy yourself a nice car, whatever. Let's see. Jesus, bro, when you say this bull run, what months, dates you're looking for, bro? When you say, please let me know. I am Aquastone Throne. Tenacious, man. What am I talking about whenever I'm saying this cycle? Well, it's hard to say. I'm more of a price prediction kind of guy. I'm not a time analysis kind of guy. If I had to guess, I would go with what most people are assuming and kind of what Bitcoin's done historically, right? Is that it'll probably be anywhere from a year to 2 years after the halving. And the halving happens in February to April of 2024. So a year after that would be February to April of 2025. Another year after that, maybe you're looking toward like the end of 2025, the beginning of 2026 even. That's totally, I don't think the end of 2026, that to me feels a little bit long, but Bitcoin, crypto has its like 4-year cycles. Let's look into that, because I feel like with LTC, I've said my piece. Lower from here, lower than this low, probably. Maybe not, but lower than this low, probably, right? On a daily basis, yeah, I think we're going to get into the oversold zone, at least, right? It does look weak. But lower than this low, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think we go lower than this low, but somewhere around here, maybe around like 70, I would say around $70 to $77, maybe even down to like toward like $67, something like that is possible. But that's all I got for this thing. So looking at BTC, USD to get this kind of time frame analysis. No problem, Average Shane, no problem. Let's look at Bitcoin halvings by date. Bitcoin halvings. And the reason we're doing this is because the halving dates, this is kind of what guides the markets, right? This is where, I mean, you got a picture. I type it in right here, and this, whatever this is, you can see it's like a 4-year cycle from 2009 to 2013, 2013 to 2016. No, that's like almost 2017. Almost 2017 to almost 2021, right? Those are like 4-year cycles. And then here we are. This one, it looks like it's projected out. That's 2023. This would be sometime in 2024. But I don't know, man. I think the cycle's gonna be more than 2024. But let's just see here. First Bitcoin halving date happened in November 28th of 2012. November 28th, 2012. We don't need any of the other indicators. We're just doing this here. This is to answer your question. I am the Aquastone Throne. This is to answer your question here, if you're still here. Again, I'm sorry, I forgot the date. November 28th. Let's just say December. Let's just say December of 2012, okay? Because it's right at the end of November. Let's just say December. So right here, the halving date happened 2 days before the opening of this month, okay? Then you moved sideways for a long period of time, but you didn't have your top of the bull market until when? Till almost 2 years later. 360 days in a year, 720 is 2 years, so you were about a month shy. I guess 730 is 2 years actually, so you're about a month shy of 2 years here, right? The next halving date happened in July 9th of 2016, so we can just put that one on July 2016. Here we go, July. And you can see, right, we bottomed before the halving. This one, this kind of first bull market, I wouldn't anticipate that any other market's going to be like it. This is in very early time, so don't use this necessarily as a point of reference, but do use it in your overall like kind of historical data. This one we took 17 bars, dramatically less time, right? That was about 6 bars. Yeah, 6 bars less, a half year less of bull market after the halving. Okay. The next one we had was May 11th, 2020. Okay, May 11th, 2020. February, March, April, May. And generally you find your bottom like a year, or things start to turn up a year before the halving. That's what they say. But May 11th, 2020, we'll just put it in May. I feel fine with that. The top happened, I mean, technically the top happened 18 bars, right? You had your top here after 23 bars here, 17 bars here, 18 bars. But you reached this topping area in about 11 bars. So about a year to a year and a half. Something like that, right? 16 bars would be a year and a half exactly. So the halving date, and that was the end of the bull market. Some cryptos like Doge, they topped off in May of this year. This is right, this candle here where Bitcoin first started to go down, that was Doge's all-time high right there this month. Some cryptos topped off with it. Some cryptos topped off after this. Some cryptos topped off before this. But as far as where the halving date was to the all-time high, the last two were pretty similar. So anything between 17 bars to 23 bars so far is what we have, right? Probably closer to 17 bars, 18 bars. The current halving date is projected to be in April 26th of 2024. Generally, from what I've been told, it actually happens before that because we always get more computing power, more mining power, the hash rate goes up, whatever. So we're going to move through those blocks a little faster than anticipated. So I appreciate you too, my man. Thank you. And let's see, Lee Calafia. Oh, we'll do BTC too. We'll definitely do some BTC. Got to talk about BTC. Will you let us know if you put $100 in? I will let you guys know. We'd like to keep track of it with you for fun from entry price. I will. You know what? I might have to after this sign up with Poloniex and get $100 in there. I might honestly do that. I won't buy $100 on the spot. I will set up a limit order for it. I don't like to chase things. I like it to come to me. That's something I've had to learn the hard way. And maybe you guys too will have to learn the hard way if you haven't already. But it's much better to let things come to you than it is to chase. Thank you, your mom. Appreciate you guys. You guys make it nice, man. I really like the communication and everybody. You guys are just really cool. Thank you, thank you so much for the support and just all the good comments and just requests and stuff. It really helps move things along. But let's see here. What were we were going to do April 26th. It probably happens before that. Let's say April. Let's say it does happen in the beginning of April, right? Of 2024. So that's over here. I think I got it on the right date. Yeah. So if we were to do 17 bars from there, let's say it was to be a half year before then, right? Before 17 bars, half year would make it at 11 bars. Okay, well 11 bars puts us still sometime in 2025. That would be the shortest from halving date to all-time high. That would be the shortest bull market that we've ever seen, right? But that's still sometime in 2025. Let's say we saw 17 bars, something that's a little bit more expected, right? That would put us in the, about 2 years away. About 2 years away from now, which makes sense, right? Because we're probably in the midst of the bull market. We're in the startings. We're like here in the bull market, right? Before this like secondary dip or whatever. We're like here in the bull market where we're kind of moving sideways a little bit slow and then like going into the halving, every bull market's different. They're all similar, but they're all different, right? So 17 bars would put us in September. 18 bars would put us in November. And then 23 bars, if we were to do 23 bars, which we could, it's possible, that would put us in the beginning of 2026. So anything basically from like 1.5 years from now to 2.5 years from now is when I would project that most of these tops are going to happen. And I feel like that's a fair estimate because nobody knows. It's so far away right now. We really could have the shortest bull market that we've ever seen. It's possible. Maybe it pumps up dramatically, but because of that, it might be the shortest bull market we've ever seen. Maybe we have one of the longest bull markets we've ever seen. Maybe we have something that's more to be expected. But if it's the shortest one, it's still going to be in 2025. If it's something that's to be expected, it's still going to be in 2025. If it's going to be one of the longest ones we've seen, a little bit after 2025. But if you basically look at this and just know that you have a long time to accumulate, guys, you really do. That can help kind of calm some nerves and like lower the immediate feeling that I have to put my money in right now. Like FOMO is a must, right? Like no, you don't feel the FOMO. Things could take off right now, sure, but there's still time for them to come back. We will move sideways. I very much doubt that we're going to start pumping right now before the halving, this far before the halving. That's just my opinion. We absolutely could, and if we do that, that shouldn't make you upset either, because then that just means that the bull market's probably going to be even more spectacular. But I mean, who knows? Who really knows? Who really knows it all? But I hope that answers your question. Somewhere in, I would say, I feel comfortable in saying the beginning to the end of 2025 is probably where we'll see most of these price projections. Almost every price projection that I make on any crypto happen, even with crypto stocks like CleanSpark. we're going to, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you. Bitcoin. We're going to do Bitcoin for your mom. We're going to do some BTC. Oh, we're already on Bitcoin. So right there, I guess I went over it. It's going to top. No, okay. So, yes, thank you. See, very important. YouTube influencers stoking the FOMO. Yeah, man, they do, because you got to understand. I mean, like YouTube, CNN, blah blah. It's all media, right? Facebook, it's all media, and who gets the most views? They're the ones with the biggest, catchiest headlines. And I'll throw some like Bitcoin Cash doom, right? But then I'll put in parentheses like, but not that much, right? Like I'll do that just to like grab people's attention. It's part of it. It's not like I'm trying to like lie to anybody, but that's what a lot of crypto influencers, especially bigger accounts, they're not like they're going to tell you what's like the happening with the stories that are going on, right? They're just going to kind of feed into that, like they're like media mouthpieces, right? And they'll give you their honest interpretation of it. There's a lot of them. I mean, I don't know, man. There's a lot of crypto influencers that definitely give their honest opinions, and they do their hard work, they do their diligence. On another note, before we get into the BTC analysis, if you guys want, like, I do technical analysis. If you want someone who does really good, like, fundamental analysis or keeps you up with the times, and you haven't heard of him, Lark Davis, Crypto Lark is what he used to go by, but Lark Davis on YouTube, he's great, man. He is really great. He offers a wealth mastery course too, and I think you have to pay for it. Just stay away from that, guys. Don't do any of the paid for stuff. If you want to do that, consider it like you are tipping him. You are contributing to his salary. Like you support his efforts, so you want to show that by contributing to the work that he puts out. And I would bet that his wealth mastery course is probably some of the more valuable stuff compared to most things that you have to pay for. I really like Lark Davis. I have a lot of respect for the man. I don't know him personally. I wouldn't mind knowing him personally, but he where I'm a technical guy, he is a fundamental guy, and he knows technicals too a little bit, but he more sticks to the media. So if you guys want to know, he's got kind of an annoying voice, but but he's a good guy, man. Like I really do think he's a good guy, and he'll keep you up to date with the important stuff. BitBoy Crypto, biggest crypto account. If you haven't heard of BitBoy Crypto, man, he is the biggest crypto account. He's the only crypto account to break 1 million subscribers. So they definitely and I like Ben. I don't like Ben. I don't know. I feel like the fame's kind of gotten to him. He thinks he's big shit, but he kind of is big shit. So I mean, I don't know. I definitely have a lot of respect for them. I have respect for what they do there. They keep you up to date with a lot of stuff that's going on too, and they definitely put a lot of time and research. They have a whole team that just works to kind of give you guys the truth. So there are, to kind of answer where this came from, Average Jane, you were saying YouTube influencers stoking the FOMO like crazy. There are a lot of them. There are whips up buying frenzies. Yeah, BitBoy definitely does. He can get people excited. He definitely does. But and that maybe with the price action stuff. But he still, I feel like, tries to give an honest opinion of like what's going on. And he makes mistakes. He makes plenty of mistakes, man. He has the biggest following on YouTube, but that's because he's an entertainer. Okay. It's not because, and he is smart, but it's not because he makes all the correct calls, right? Even someone like, I don't know if you guys have heard of Gareth Soloway. Gareth, like Gareth, Gareth Soloway. He's a big name, man, and he's a smart guy. He's made a lot of accurate calls, but he's been wrong about Bitcoin, So like even the people who are good, who are like 90% of the time right, which that's like Gareth Soloway, man. He's pretty accurate with most things. He's new to crypto, though. His mind state comes from traditional markets. Crypto doesn't care, man. It does its own thing. It has its own thing. You cannot. Predicting Bitcoin is like predicting the weather in Colorado in the springtime. It's going to be summer, spring, fall, and winter all in the same day. You're going to get rain, hail, sunshine, thunderstorms, and a tornado all in the same day. It's hard to predict Bitcoin is what I'm trying to say. So even the most accurate people, they can get stoked, they can get bearish, they can get excited, whatever, and some of the bigger accounts, I feel like they are more popular for their entertainment, not for their like genuine technical analysis. But there are some accounts like I said before, Eric Crown with Crown's Crypto Cave, or it might just be Eric Crown Crypto, Tone Vase even. If you guys don't know who Tone Vase is, he's an OG in the space. Another guy, I like Tone, I don't like Tone. Like he's kind of crass, but I like his TA. Throwing out some names there, getting you guys to stop following me and stop subscribing. I'm going to lose my customer basis. I don't have a customer basis. I don't charge you guys for money, but I do like, as far as like chart analysts in the space, I would say that Crown and Tone are some of my favorite analysts. Mitch Ray too. He's pretty good. You know, he knows what he's talking about. Here and there, he can be wrong too at times. Mitch Ray, I don't know. Another guy that I like and don't like, whatever. But anyways, enough talking, enough shilling other accounts. Okay, you guys got me going. Let's see. BitBoy whips up buying frenzies. You'll be a big name too soon. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm trying to be consistent for sure. You know, sometimes life is busy, but I could sit down and watch TV and be lazy, or I could be here with you guys and like building a community, and this feels productive. So you know, whenever I'm not working. So, anyways, let's get into the TA. Let's get back into the other stuff here. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mitch. He has a good vibe. I think he's kind of pompous. I think he thinks he's cooler than he is, but Mitch is kind of cool. I like his vibe. It's like if you ever watch his live streams, it feels like you're hanging out. It's a lot bigger. There's a lot more noise going on, but he's funny, man. He's definitely funny. He's got his own personality for sure. Mitch Ray, man. If you want to learn some TA, I'd say Mitch Ray's a good one as well. Mitch Ray, Crown Crypto, and Crown with a K, right? Not with a C. It's Eric Crown with a K, and Tone Vase. And I'm pretty sure that if you ask any of those guys what they think about each other, they probably all don't like each other. So that's just how it is in this space, man. Like, you know, and that's I don't know. A lot of them are kind of like loners. That's just how it is. Tone's a social creature, though. Tone's definitely social. I like Tone, man. What I like, before we get into the TA, I'm sorry. What I like about Tone Vase, you guys, is I actually watched, you know, the insurrection that happened, right? The insurrection that happened where there were a bunch of there's a Trump rally. They stormed the not the White, or did they storm the White House? They stormed the Capitol building. Tone Vase was there that day. I watched the storming of the Capitol that day live. I'm like one of like 800 people who saw his stream. Everyone else in America heard about it like online or over the news. I literally watched it happen. I was watching people tearing down the fences like with his video and climbing up the shit, you know. And I'm not saying that I support or don't support. I'm not trying to get political here, guys. I'm just saying Tone, he definitely offers a more political stance, and he gets around. He gets around the world. So like you never know what you're going to see on his channel. And it's just pretty cool, man. And he does like crypto meetups and stuff like that too. They do I forget what they call it. What do they call it? It's like a Bitcoin meetup. I don't know. They did it in Bali. They do like 3 of them a year, or 2 of them a year, or something like that. And you can pay for tickets and just like hear some pretty smart people talk about crypto. It's probably for people who can like afford it more so. I thought about doing it, but I instead of going to Bali, I went to the Bahamas for vacation, and that was a much cheaper expense. Still kind of expensive. The Bahamas is definitely not cheap, but it was a lot cheaper than going all the way to Bali and paying for the hotel and stuff. Damn, I'm gonna have to go. My daughter, unconfiscatable. My daughter's awake, so I'm gonna have to go, guys, soon. But Bitcoin, I do think Bitcoin's gonna go down. I don't know if you guys can hear her crying. She's gonna walk over here soon, but it does look like it's gonna go down. This little top looks like a fake out to me. This was a fake out over here, right? Basically, anytime that we have a higher close, we go down. Anytime we have a lower close, we go up. But I'm gonna have to end the video here, you guys. I'm sorry. That's just how it has to go for today. So I appreciate all you guys. We've been doing this for quite a little while today. I do plan on doing this at the same time tomorrow. And I'll make videos later tonight, and I'll keep you guys up to date. Take care. Bye-bye.